You know what's scary? Not ghost stories or urban legends. What's truly terrifying are the moments when you realize you're in real danger. When your heart stops beating for a split second because your brain finally processes that something is horribly wrong. I want to tell you about the night that made me quit my delivery job. The night I almost became another missing person statistic. And if you're watching this alone at night, you might want to turn on some lights. I was a college student back then, doing food deliveries on weekends to make ends meet. Nothing glamorous, just your typical Friday night hustle. Except, this particular Friday was different. The orders were sparse, mostly low-paying jobs that barely covered gas. The kind of night that makes you question all your life choices. I was about to call it quits when one final order came through, and I wished to God I had just gone home instead. The pay looked decent, better than anything else that night. Maybe that should have been my first warning sign. But when you're a broke college student, you don't question good fortune. You just take it. That's what they count on, you know? Our desperation. Our need to make just a little more money. I picked up the order from the restaurant and checked the delivery address. 30 minutes away. Unusually far, but I figured it would be worth it. Have you ever noticed how the worst decisions often start with, "I figured it would be worth it"? As I drove, the city lights gradually faded behind me, like hope slipping through my fingers. 20 minutes in, I found myself in a residential area near campus, but something felt off. The houses were getting fewer and further between, like civilization itself was warning me to turn back. Then I saw it, a lone house in the middle of empty fields. The GPS confirmed it was my destination. The dirt road leading to it stretched out like a threat, daring me to continue. You know that feeling you get when every cell in your body is screaming at you to run? Yeah, that feeling was deafening. The only light came from a porch lamp, casting weak shadows across the front of the house. Everything else was darkness. Pure, absolute darkness. The kind that doesn't just block light. It devours it. I parked my car, grabbed the order, and approached the porch. Each step felt heavier than the last, like walking through invisible quicksand. And here's where it gets really unsettling. I knocked on the door. Nothing. Just silence. The windows were dark, sealed shut like eyes that refused to open. I knocked again, harder this time. Still nothing. That's when my brain started putting the pieces together. The porch light was solar-powered. It didn't need anyone home to work. It would shine every night, inhabited or not, like a beacon drawing in unsuspecting delivery drivers, like a spider's web catching flies. Then I heard it, a sound that still haunts my nightmares. The crunch of tires on dirt. A car was coming down the path, its headlights cutting through the darkness like knives. It stopped right behind my car, blocking me in. A man got out, but he didn't say anything. He just stood there, silent, watching, like a predator, savoring the moment before the strike. "Hey!" I called out, my voice shaking. "Is this your order?" Silence. Just that terrible, consuming silence. You know in horror movies, when someone does something stupid and you yell at the screen? This was that moment. But I was living it. Then he started running. Not walking, not jogging, running full speed toward me, like something possessed. In that moment, I forgot about my car, forgot about the food, forgot about everything except survival. I ran into the fields, the grass getting taller and thicker, whipping against my face as I pushed through. Every horror movie I'd ever watched flashed through my mind, and I realized I was living one. I ran until my lungs burned, until I couldn't hear footsteps behind me anymore. Then I forced myself to slow down, to move quietly, listening for any sign of pursuit. The silence was deafening. Every rustle of grass made my heart stop. Have you ever been so scared that your whole body tingles? That's what pure terror feels like. Finally, I stumbled onto a road. My legs gave out, and I collapsed right there on the asphalt. That's where the police found me later, shaking and barely coherent. But here's the part that still sends chills down my spine. When the police investigated, they found my car untouched. The food bag was still sitting on the porch, exactly where I'd left it. Nothing was stolen. Nothing was damaged. Which means that man wasn't interested in my car, or the food, or robbery. He was interested in me. Let that sink in for a moment. I quit my delivery job that night. Sometimes I think about that house, sitting there in those empty fields. I wonder how many other delivery drivers have knocked on that door. And I wonder how many of them weren't as lucky as I was. Because the truly terrifying thing isn't that there are monsters out there. It's that they look just like us, and they know exactly how to lure us in. So the next time you're making a delivery at night and something feels wrong, don't ignore that feeling. Don't tell yourself you're being paranoid. Just get out of there. Because sometimes the difference between being alive and being a statistic is just one decision. One moment, one instinct.